Hey everyone, welcome to itoday backstage apero. It's super improvised, but today I'm super happy to welcome my good friend Sabrina. Hey Sabrina.
Hey
Yay!
everyone. It's not improvised. It's improvised, but it's very, very professional. You have a great setup, Steph.
Yeah,
Kudos for that.
yeah, just look at that. So, thank you so much for joining live. We are live on LinkedIn, I guess, if it works. We are live also on YouTube. So, if you guys have, today we're going to talk about iToday, right? Innovation Today that we are organizing. It's going to be next week in Switzerland. You have the date in the ribbon under me. So, it's going to be 18th and 19th of August. And we're organizing this crazy event in Switzerland. And I welcome today my good friend Sabrina, who is helping us organizing, putting everything together. So maybe Sabrina, can you introduce yourself in a few words?
Yeah, so I'm Sabrina. I'm located here in Stuttgart, founder of the Design Spin Studio. And I'm so excited to meet you all next week. Alexander Osterwalder, Yves, Pigneur, and Knapp to the itoday. So let's say my special role, and I'm really happy about that, is to connect the online audience with the audience in the room. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that. So that's what I will take care for everyone who is online.
And she's gonna rock because she's the best. That's why you're here. I'm Steph. I'm Steph. I'm the founder of Design Sprint Ltd. We are based in Switzerland and we are the organizers of Innovation Today, iToday, next week in Lausanne, Switzerland. And that's a very special type of event. That's a hybrid event, which means that it's gonna be people in person in Lausanne, but also people online from a bit everywhere in the world. And the idea is that we want to connect all of this together. And today, in that special episode, the idea was really to just to rumble together about iToday, seeing how excited we are, but also to answer the top 10 questions that we have received in the last days. The idea is really to answer your questions. Also, we are live, so if you guys have questions, I'm gonna check my LinkedIn to see if there are questions on LinkedIn, and super happy to answer them as well. Should we start, Sabrina?
Yeah, and it's also about the smell of the post-its.
Oh, that's good.
And
and Sharpie.
Sharpies.
Yes, Sharpie. That's true. You know
We
what?
will work with in real, and we will have real high fives.
Yeah,
and real hugs.
Real high five but we're gonna wash our hands, right? With the
exactly.
Yeah.
So we will wash the hand before and then give high fives.
Yeah.
But this will be epic.
Yeah, epic.
I'm looking forward to that.
The first thing first, I don't know from where you're watching, but the situation in Switzerland is quite good. The COVID situation, we know we're gonna get a wave later in the fall or winter, whatever, but now the situation is good, which allows to have in-person events. We're gonna ask the COVID certificate at the door to make sure that we are as safe as possible, of course. And what's cool is that the mask is not mandatory in Switzerland if everyone in here inside the venue is tested with the QR code, everything. So it's gonna be really a good event, like in the old days, and with the smell of Sharpie. So let's get straight to question number one. Wait for it. I have a special effect. Look at that. Question one. What makes this event so special? This is the question that we got because in more than 1 year and 1 year and a half, it has been events every 2 weeks, mostly on Zoom. So what is so special about this event and why are we that excited about it today?
Maybe can I just give a background information, what I get asked as well, and what I found out that is it's a bit a misconception. So the iToday should have been a conference with a lot of speakers and the masterclasses. So that was the let's say the concept, and it should have happened last year, but because of COVID, you only could organize the conference, which was amazing. So, and had happened online only last year. But now these are the additional masterclasses that will take place, and we were waiting already for more than a year now. So this will happen this year.
Exactly.
These are the masterclasses from Alexander Osterwalder, Yves Pigneur at the first day, and exactly about not only about the invincible company, but also business model canvas, testing business ideas, everything else that these cool strategizer tools and their concepts. And the next day about design sprints with Jake.
Yeah, well, what is so special, I think, with itoday is first we want to talk about innovation, but with the people who make innovation. So it means that all the attendees are innovators. I think they're really the top 2% of innovators I know. They will be here. And also, the speakers are not just innovators or people who have, a fancy job at a big company. They are people who are, and they have created tools or techniques that have, like boosted innovation in the last years. So Alex Osterwalder and Yves Pigneur, they have sold millions of books, especially the business model canvas. They invented, the business model canvas. It's that kind of canvas with 9 boxes that every startup owner or entrepreneur has seen once in his life. So they are the inventors. They have way more tools, really amazing. They've published this book, Invincible Company, that teaches how to be resilient and to create resilient business models. So they're going to be first day, Knapp second day. And what makes it so special is like, it's the first, I think, in-person event since COVID. In a crazy venue, we really went we went crazy. We booked the Swiss Tech Convention Center. It was elected best venue in Switzerland, and the level is quite high. It's giant. It's at EPFL, on the campus of EPFL University in the beautiful region of Lausanne. So please, if you come, don't come just for 2 days. Take at least the weekend in Lausanne, because it's just the region is crazy. It's good weather. COVID numbers are quite low right now, so it's the good time to come. So it's gonna feel so special to see everyone, in person again. Yeah, because we have been chatting.
Have real food.
And real food. And and I forgot to say something. I'm from a family of winemakers, so it's gonna be the winemakers of my family. They're gonna be there. They're gonna make you taste the wine. So really cool. Yeah. Gonna get to taste local specialties.
That's amazing.
So special. Done. Question number 2. I should have a drum roll. What does it mean, a hybrid masterclass? What is hybrid? So it's not hybrid like Frankenstein, whatever. Sabrina, what's your definition of a hybrid?
That you mix online experience with in-person experience, but and you blend that together. But still, there are different kinds of hybrid, because it might be that everyone who is in person in the room works on a computer, let's say on an online whiteboard together. But it might be as well that the ones in the room, they are working with paper and pen, and then the others are working with the online whiteboard.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Well, the best. It's very hard to make, to be honest. So we have a crazy technical setup to make that work. But it's going to be people in the room working on paper stickies, doing the exercises, and at the same exact time live, it's going to be people from all around the world working on online boards. And that's the way we have been working for the last 1 year or so in COVID conditions. So it's to show you how, innovative these tools and techniques are, how resilient they are. And I know no one who does design sprint who had to stop his business during COVID, because we all managed to switch online and guaranteed very good experiences. So the tools are here. We can use these great templates and all of that, and that's what you're gonna discover. So also what you will discover, the content, but also the tools of this masterclass, they are top notch. It's the best in class, and you will see what's possible in 2021 if the technique works. But it's gonna work because we have the best team.
It will work. It will work. Or we find a workaround, because this is, I think that is something we all experienced in the last 1.5 years, that we had some glitches with the tech, and then we always find a workaround. We always find a solution. But what I think is also very interesting, that when you attend, you will have, let's say, all the possibilities, or you learn how to do that online, whatever these crazy cool people will teach us. But you learn that online, but also how to do that offline. So it's like there's not a real difference.
No.
Let's say it's just you have an online whiteboard to work on when you are only remote or when you are only online. But let's say it's the same. You can also use stickies and a real wall or something like
exactly
that.
It's the same exercises, and when you run a design sprint hybrid, it's the same. It's an old dream basically, because a couple of years ago when people were like, we are 6 in Geneva but we have 2 people in New York, how can we do? And I was saying, we can do the workshop, right? We are not in the same room. Now we can. We have the tools for that. That's what you're going to discover.
But we need to be honest. When we really do exactly what you described, so 2 people in New York, 6 people in Geneva, you need to have a bit of tech installation.
Of course.
It is not like just everyone has his computer. You need to have specific mics or mics that are good enough to capture the whole room. And so there's a bit tech needed, but anyway, it's possible.
It's possible,
and I think the good message.
And we're gonna show you how. And maybe I would like to talk a bit more about the online experience, because if you go on itoday.ch, the website of itoday, you see a lot, of course, on the in-person event, because that's what's so exciting. We have been online for all the COVID time, but the online experience really is gonna be super high level. It won't look like the regular Zoom webinar or Hopin, whatever thing you did during the last year. We have an amazing setup in place. Basically, yes, you're gonna be on Zoom technically, but we're gonna have multiple cameras inside the venue, so different cameramen. We have a whole set up a bit like the TV, so you're gonna see different cameras, what people are doing at the venue, and yourself, you're gonna be working also live on your own whiteboard in small breakout rooms with the people. So super duper exciting.
Yeah, and I will take care that whatever issues you have, I will address them when something, let's say if you have questions, I will address them. And if you want to talk to Jake, I will just catch him.
Yeah, and this leads me to the question number 3. Are you ready? I should have a drum roll sound, by the way. I'm attending online. What about networking? How it's gonna work? Sabrina, it's for you.
Yeah, when you come online, so there are different opportunities to connect. So there is, we have the Slack. You will have, let's say, the Slack is one really important thing, because so the Slack already exists since last year, since the conference.
It's a growing community.
Exactly. So we are also, so I'm quite often I'm every day on Slack. So I also see that, let's say, talk to people and we share. So there's a great community there. And
we can say hi to Sharon, because he's writing on LinkedIn. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, so it's gonna be the Slack where online and in-person people will be able to chat. And Sabrina, you have a special role, because during the breaks when networking happens, you're gonna be in charge of what I call the vortex. What is that vortex?
So I will just take people I will catch people from in the room, and I will give them a mic and a headset so that they can talk to the people who are online. So I will try to match or just start to these interaction online, offline. I think this will be a very special experience. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. We really want to create kind of a door to itoday for the people who are online, so they can really participate and be as close to the action. So just try to play the game, right? You get some beers or whatever in your fridge, and while people are drinking, you can network and meet together. But that's really what we're gonna try to create.
And we have a lot of breaks, so.
A lot of
A
what?
lot of opportunities.
Yeah, yeah.
We have some breaks, so and also
Yes.
long breaks, so
Yeah,
there's enough
yeah,
room to network.
exactly. This was by design, because what I hate the most when I go to a conference is having 10 minutes break, and then you can't network and you can't meet people. And I think we so need to meet people. That was really the idea, to have proper breaks. Also, it's gonna be really good content and very deep content, but at the same time breaks where you can refresh and meet everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you have this deep content, and I know that Alexander last time he was really impactful, so that was really powerful how he brought it was really, he pressed a lot of
With a crazy
information
microphone, he
into
was.
us. So you need also to have some time to digest that,
Yeah.
and I think the best way to digest it is also to talk about it. So I think this is something I would like to do, that we have this let's say exchange, how you process these information and how that let's say resonates with your background, because we will have different kinds of background for sure, people in the innovation space, but there are many different, let's say, backgrounds.
By
I
the
know
way,
that could lead to your next question, right?
it's exactly my next question, so wait for it. Drum roll. Who else is coming? When you go to a party or to an event, you kind of want to know who is gonna come. So you can have a look at on the website. It's an itoday community, and you have the people who came at itoday summit. A big part of them will be here as well for the masterclasses, whether in person or online. And also we have a LinkedIn page that is growing. You can still like it now, but you can see the people who are interested about the event and who are coming. I mean, I'm super happy because it's still a kind of small scale event. We're gonna be about 80 participants per day in person, but it's the right people. I was calling that the top 2% innovators, the people who make things move and who have an important role to play, I would say, in the society. They're going to be here. So we have heads of innovation from very, very big companies. We have some designers or entrepreneurs who are really like pushing the limits and who are really doing a great job. We have people also from the authorities, and that's kind of my pride with today, and that has also the thinking behind to have people from authorities in Switzerland or EPFL University to come and mix with product designers or people, because there are these UX conferences, but in the end you just meet your peers, you meet other UXers or other sprint masters or whatever. And here we really wanted to have that mix of business people, authorities, designers, product people, product managers, and we have a great cocktail and also a great community on Slack.
Yeah, and let's say for me, so I'm a design sprinter, and I have a design background, but let's say that all evolved in the last few years, also because I'm very strategic focused, and I love strategy and tech business. So this is just a perfect mix, and I like that it's not just design sprinters, but that we have also the business side of it, and let's say all these aspects that strategizer Alexander and Yves are bringing to the table. I think this is massive important to enrich, let's say, our journeys, and also to enrich the design sprint. And that's what I use these tools. So I think that's just a perfect mix.
Like totally to your point, the thinking of connecting Pigneur, Osterwalder, and Jake is really, when you run workshops like Design Sprint, you need to be able to, when you bring them inside the company, you need to be able to bring them at the right moment for the right project in the right context. And I think that's where they are so good at. It's really creating that innovation context, or making a very clear vision of what innovation should be in 2021. So it's very high level, it's very broad. We're going to talk about business model, about what makes a company innovative right now, also how to structure innovation or an innovation portfolio. And then the next day, the design sprint as a tool to to create a continuous discovery and product discovery. It's probably the best innovation workshop I know in that space. So really great content, and of course great people. I'm just amazed when I look at the list of people who are gonna come. I'm very, very excited. So yeah, and some of our former speakers also from itoday Aperos are gonna be here too. So you're gonna meet them. Let's move to the next question, Sabrina. So this one is for you because you got it.
Will it help my career, right?
Will it help my career? It's exactly this one. So yeah.
Maybe we should rephrase it and ask, how will it help my career?
Yeah. Will it? Yes. Short answer. Next question.
Yeah,
no, but
exactly.
how?
Let's move to the next one. Okay. How will it help? So I think it's just the experience. So I would maybe let's always make 3 points. So the first point would be just the motivation, let's say the
excitement. I don't know what you want.
No, I'm missing another word.
The confidence, it's what you mean.
It's the momentum.
Yeah.
That will, and also the inspiration, because when you just look at Jake, he's just very inspirational. So that is not only that you learn technical things and you learn, let's say, a content, but it's also how they bring it on the table and how they make you experience it. So this is something that really engages you. So this is one thing very important. Then for sure the content, we will have for sure new things to learn. So I have the books, I have all the books and I heard videos, and but it's still different when you are when it's brought to you by the authors. So and also you learn what is behind that, so why they created that framework, so this is important. And then for sure you will also get a certificate, which is, let's say, for me more like a byproduct. For someone it might be more important, but let's say it also showcases you what you learned. So like one of it's kind of a proof as well, so besides the content itself and the learning.
When I got that question, I was like, it made me think, why do I bother organizing an event, or why do I go to events in general? What I can say now, I'm 15 years into design and innovation. And what I can safely say is that no one in that field ever looked at my CV or the certificates or diplomas I had. But everything I did in that field and every position I got or every client I got was through knowing the right person, connection, and just being a good person in general, I would say. And it is so key and so important. You can watch whatever many videos, courses, and get 3,000 certificates. No one really cares about that. What people care is what you did in your career, what kind of projects you work on, and who do you know, who is recommending you, basically, as a person. And I think it's the unique opportunity to meet your peers, to meet the right persons, and also to meet the speakers, right? I know it's an investment to come to an event, but I always, when I think back at all the events where I've been, I always made amazing, I met amazing people, which led to the next step in my career. So I think it's definitely worth it. And if you come and you're not happy about the people you met at itoday, you know what? I'm happy to reimburse you, honestly, because there is no chance. Great.
That's a promise.
No, you know what? Really, if you're like, oh, I met no one interesting, I learned nothing, you know what? Like, seriously, because I really take no risk.
I think it's like, are there any other conferences, masterclasses comparable to that in the near future? And we didn't have anything yet. So I think that is also a great chance to just start, after summer, thinking about what is the next stage.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good kickstart to your next step in your career. So
Yeah. Oh, the thing also, I think the format is important. For example, most of the conferences back to the days before COVID, they were giant. It was thousands of people. And you feel a bit like you're a bit lost because you don't know anyone. It's very hard to engage with people. And here it's going to be way smaller, like about 80 people per day. And with, hands-on exercises, you're going to be at the table, you're going to get to meet the people and really network. And I think that makes all the difference too. It's like not only you learn, but you also meet people. I think that's the point. It's going to be...
we have a great comment from Jeroen. He went like, these are implicit and explicit career boosters. Inspirational know-how, but also build network potentially to benefit later. Yes. Shame I cannot join this year. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame.
But he said it's a unique event lineup. He's right. Like when I was designing the program and the speakers, I was thinking, okay, who is the Iron Maiden of product design? Who is Metallica? And basically, it's taking the best of the best and to have them, on the same event and to connect this content. That was the idea.
I need to point out one negative thing, and that's we have not enough women on stage.
I know.
We talked about that already, and
so Sabrina.
It was great to have, let's say last year you did a great job to bring really wonderful people together.
Yeah.
But I need to underline your choice here. It's like I just pointed out, it's a perfect mix, but still that's a bit something
I hear
could be
the way it was designed. No, but you're right. The way it was designed in the first place is that basically there was the conference on day one with women, and there were the masterclasses on day two with Jake and Yves and Alex who are men. And really it was designed like mix of men and women. But since we couldn't do the conference in person, we did the conference last year, which leaves the masterclasses without women. I swear to you, next time we organize masterclasses, it's going to be a woman. That's the fault of COVID. So it's not I'm a horrible misogynist.
No, I don't want to. No, it's just there are still, let's say,
you're right.
Still a lack of women, but they will catch up. So,
but there is a lack of women in innovation. So also you should totally come to itoday if you're a woman. But by the way, we're gonna have quite some women. I'm very happy about that. But women, if you have a great masterclass and you want to come next time, please reach out to me and we're gonna make it work.
Oh, you hear that already? Next time.
So
I hope
this will lead to my last question. Yeah. It might be next time of some forms, but I guess not something that big. And please stay tuned for the last question. But this is really the one. I'm never gonna organize anything that big, at least during a pandemic, right? Because it's the timing.
Who could know that?
Yeah, who could know that?
You didn't plan.
No.
But I just want to, whoever is watching now or will watch that later, we need to support that because it's just, Stéph has a great agency, but he has a small agency in Switzerland. So he has not a huge innovation firm and a big consultancy. And he's organizing that. So we are really grateful that you're doing that because this is a lot of risk. This is a lot of risk, and it's so I'm really happy. I wouldn't dare to create such a big event. So I think we should all support Stéph that he will do that again in the future.
No, sure. No. So we'll see in the last question. The scale of it is really, really massive with Congress Center and everything. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Question number 6. Will I receive a certificate where, we just talked about it. Yes, you will receive a certificate and with your name on it. So, it's a certificate of participation. And, it's it's a lot. It's a lot of content. It's a lot of commitment of booking one full day to come and everything. So yes, you're gonna have a proof that you came. Also, if your boss needs to see the certificate for offering you the ticket, just so you know you're gonna get a certificate.
And also to when you will sell your own workshops, or you promote your own agency, or you have your clients, this is a great proof, because it's just exactly the content you need to know in innovation. It's really it's not just a little content at the side, but it's the, let's say, it's the core.
Yeah,
it's the core you need to know.
I think also there is,
for me.
I think also there is certificate and certificate. Okay, now you can get a certificate, any certificate, online. You go to a UX course and you watch a couple of videos and you get a certificate. These are not worth much. Here, it's like more like what you're gonna get is really being at that specific event. It's gonna be the first itoday masterclass of this scale, meeting these people and everything. So to me, at least, it has way more value than just watching a couple of videos. Plus, it's gonna be up to date, right? Because that's the beauty behind the live content. It's like, and I think we forgot to say that before, but the masterclasses you're gonna see, like for example, even if you have seen already Jake in the past, or some videos of Jake, the book, for example, was released before COVID, right? Before we could do that online in remote. So the content you're gonna get is the most up-to-date content in the world. And I think this is really, really exciting. Okay, question number 7. So we have 10, by the way. Oh yeah, is Jake Knapp coming for real?
So he's already on the way, right?
No, he's not on the way yet, but
he will come. He has his ticket and...
Yes, exactly. No, I think that's a very valid question, because with the whole COVID situation, and it was so complicated to travel and everything. And that's also part of the idea behind the hybrid setup. We were like, okay, we want to guarantee the event anyway. And also not to lose the opportunity that what if in summer it gets better and people can travel, that would be just too bad to organize something online. So we went for hybrid, knowing that we could, manage it more like an in-person event or more like an online event. And I think we are lucky in general, even if, with everything that, and just 4 million of dead, right, of COVID, but we are lucky that all in all in the summer in Europe it went okay. People are vaccinated and we can have this event in very good conditions now. And maybe it's not going to be the case anymore during this fall or winter, but right now we have that great window of opportunity. and yeah, which makes it possible for Jake to come in person. We have considered for long, maybe he will be online and people will be in person, but no, Jake will be with us at the Swiss Tech Convention Center. And yeah, this is really, really exciting because he's also a great friend of mine. And for me, being able to welcome him in Switzerland is like, it's the best. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking so much forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, by the way, even Alex...
We will have Jake in person in the room
exactly.
there in Lausanne.
And by the way, even Alex will be... Well. Even Alex will also be in person in Lausanne, right? It just for them it's less special because they live in Switzerland, so it was quite sure. But Jake, really, it was a stretch, and we are super happy to be able to confirm that.
And that leads us to the next question.
Yes.
If you will be able to speak to them.
Yeah, this is a fun question.
I start right now with, can you as online people or as online attendees as well speak to them? And this is my responsibility. Exactly. So I hope I will have the permission to catch them, and I will try. So we already thought about some mobile elements to reach out to them. So we will make sure that you also online will have a possibility to talk to them. And when you are in person, you just you have them in front of you, next to you. So
there is a question from Shiron. Well, and it's not a question; he just wants to be annoying. He wrote, "Are you flying in Jake CO2 neutral?" No, he's not flying in CO2 neutral. But think about the impact of Jake coming, running a masterclass, companies getting the tool, learning design sprint, running design sprint, can you imagine the impact? So I think especially running design sprint for sustainability, right? So the impact of that can be tremendous. So I'm totally fine that he's gonna have that bad CO2, that bad CO2 carbon depth this year, because the consequences of that flight are going to be very important for the future. And I know that because I worked quite a lot already for sustainability, and it's just coming. So I'm fine with that. This is a good, annoying question. Thank you, Sharon.
And to be honest, I have already one question in my mind on my list that I want to ask Jake, because I was talking and discussing that already several times, that in a design sprint, you could also add, let's say, as a stakeholder, the planet, or you could add whatever exercise to make, let's say, the result always sustainable.
Yeah, exactly. And and I think flying one person from the US is really worth it for this conference. But that's true for the future, and especially big conference when you have 50 speakers, maybe it doesn't make sense to have them coming in person. But I really see a difference between what we did last year with just a conference format where they were showing slides versus a masterclass hands-on. You need to have the person in place. Also, one thing. To your point about seeing Jake in action, for example, I've learned half of my job of running sprints in the book, probably, but the other half was just watching Jake do and what he was saying, how he was moving, what music he was using in his workshop. This totally changed the game for me.
Yeah, Sorry. And there's also one thing. I think so now we were on distance for 1.5 years. And I think it's just there's this need and this, we want to be in person, we want to meet in person. But if you have that, I think also with the new opportunities, we don't need to have that all the time. So I think it's okay to maybe then do that only once a year and not always. So I think this also showcases the opportunity to do something in person and then maybe but then reduce the flights in general, because you don't need to be always in person together. But if you have the connection, then that already helps.
You're right. It's about creating an event that has an impact that people will remember, and then that prevents people to see each other every 2 weeks because they remember of that event. Yeah, it's kind of what we are trying to do. About meeting Jake, will I be able to speak to Jake or Yves and Alex? Yes. If you dare, because I remember meeting Jake. So the first time I met him, I was invited at Google in San Francisco, and there were all these very smart people, designers, product leaders at Google, and in the major companies from there, like from San Francisco. And then suddenly I see Jake entering the room, and you will see. The guy is so tall. He's so impressive. I'm very tall myself. I'm like 190 almost. The guy is like this taller than me. It's absurd. And when you see him, you're like, oh my god. I just felt like a kid. So yeah. By the way, they are all super nice and very approachable. But yeah, if you're there, it's not anything because they are really, really big stars. They sold millions of books. They are very inspirational. So yeah, even to me now, he does something. What do you think, Sabrina? The first time you met him?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was where did I meet him the first time? I think that was in Switzerland.
Probably, yeah. Probably like when you came to the retreat.
I think that was in Switzerland. Yeah, it was just. I was really excited and a bit nervous.
Yeah.
So you will feel nervous as well, but. So he is very, very approachable. Yeah. Very handsome guy. So. And he's also happy to get in touch with everyone who is using the framework, and he's so pleased about and so happy about that that we are all creating impact with it.
That's true. I think it's key. When they write the book, they think about the people who are gonna read the book, but not only reading them, really trying to implement that in the companies and to make a change. And I think for them it's super rewarding to see people like us who are taking the tools and making the best out of them and changing the world for good. Question 9, almost there. What about COVID? Yeah, okay. So we talked a lot about that. So COVID.
We need to be, let's say, just be comfortable to live with it. So we start living with it. And I think you did already a first big step last year to do that, to shift everything online and to do the conference online. So that I think is already a first step to adapt to the needs. And so I think, but it sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't imagine the emotional state where we were like in March 2020. So we announced itoday in January, right? We started to sell tickets. We were super excited. It was really working well and people were excited about it. The event was supposed to be in August, and then COVID comes and you're like, oh my God, that's a nightmare. It's your worst nightmare that materializes. But you're like, it's fine. I mean, the event's going to be in August, right? And we were in March. So you're like, it's going to be good. And then you see everything collapsing. But at the same time, it was quite a journey, but also a great adventure. And I would like to thank really everyone who has accepted to get it postponed, to come online last year and everything, because I think it has created really a stronger community. And all in all, also we got to learn the new tools and techniques of streaming, and we became really geeky, by the way. But yes, but I think probably in 5-10 years we're gonna have good memories of that period of time, because it was amazing. It was crazy. So what about COVID at itoday this year? So basically we took the decision to, it's not mandatory in Switzerland, but we took the decision to ask the COVID certificate at the door, which means that to enter the building you need to present a COVID QR certificate. I know it's annoying. It's not we are crazy about vaccines or whatever. We just think it's safer for everyone, and it's going to be a better experience knowing that the people who are there are either vaccinated or have been tested. Because if it's your choice not to be vaccinated, it's fine, but you just need to have a rapid antigen test before. It's free in Switzerland. It's valid 48 hours. So if you're smart and you take it the day before on the afternoon, then it covers the 2 days and you're all good. And that's it. So in Switzerland, you just come, you get your test, you get the swab. 15 minutes after, you get the certificate on your phone, and then you can enter the venue.
And the test station is directly there.
Exactly, there is a test station, but you have to book in advance. In theory, I guess in real, if you come at the door, they will take you, but you might have to wait a bit. But if you know that you need a test, you can already book there, and you can. Honestly, you can book a bit everywhere in Switzerland. Like there are many pharmacies or many places that do that tests for free, and you don't need to wait too much now that people went on holidays. It was different before holidays. So yeah, all in all, we think it's cool. Also, what's very cool is that people inside the venue won't need to wear the mask. So it's gonna be totally up to you. If you guys want to wear the mask, do it, really. But if you feel like you are strong enough with your good antibodies of the vaccine, or that you feel good with that, you won't need to wear the mask, which is gonna be, I think, just a game changer.
You will have, let's say, everyone is tested or vaccinated who is entering the venue. Yeah. So that's, I think, a safe feeling. So it's like a bit of a normality. So.
Yeah, it's so now it became mandatory in France, I guess in Germany too, or not yet. The certificates everywhere, because like in France, you go to the restaurant, you need to show a certificate. So, by the way,
it's also in Germany like that. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, if you have a European certificate, it's fine. You can show the exact same certificate, and it's gonna work, right? But yeah, when we took that decision, well, first we consulted people, on the itoday community, and really. 85, I think, % of them, they were fine. They were happy with that. So we went that way before it became mandatory somewhere else. And I think it was the best choice, really, because we're gonna feel good during the event. Yeah, I think that's it. We covered COVID, right? Good. And this leads me to my last question already, Sabrina. But I think it's good because we are hungry. So the last question, and by the way, thank you for staying that long, because we were planning to do it for like, what, half an hour, and it lasts.
I don't know. Did we plan something?
No, we didn't. But actually, I'm having a really great time. So I hope you guys, if you are watching,
me as well. So I also hope. So I also think it's great to go a bit in detail, and you know, when we just talk, then also there are new thoughts come to my mind, and so I think it's just good to give everyone the context.
And the thing is, you know, we are so excited about the event, and you know, for us, it's all in my head already. You know, I know exactly how it's gonna be, and I'm so excited. But I realized that, you know, sometimes I get some questions from people. Yeah, I didn't see on the website the most basic information. I'm like, yeah, we forgot to add this. But yeah, it makes sense. So anyway, the last question, I hate that one. Well, I'm not sure I can come. When is the next one?
Yeah.
You know,
I think this is a really good question, and that's why we need to come now to get a next one. I think that's that's a bit the way.
Okay, I understand you have holidays. I understand, but first, the holidays won't last forever, right? At some point, you need to come back to work, and we chose this date. The reason is it's just before the school starts back, at least in Switzerland. I guess it's pretty much the same in Germany or France or nearby countries. And the idea is like, we want you to feel relaxed. It needs to be the kickstart of the new year, the new business year. And we want you to feel just relaxed and good. And we know that there is no really good time. If it will be in October, November, or May, or whatever, people are just busy, they are stressed, it's crowded.
Yeah.
Plus now there is that uncertainty of the winter. If we wanted to do it in person, we had to go for the summer. And I looked at the curves last year, and where it was the lowest, at least last year, was in August. So we're like, this is gonna work. So I can come. When is the next one? We don't know. Don't assume it's gonna be a next one next year, because what I can tell you is that it's massive to organize something like that, at least in person, in this kind of setting, in this kind of congress center. It's an effort we do this year because we are super excited about it, and we are so excited to do it. But honestly, I don't know if I can organize something that massive every year. So probably we're gonna do some things after or next year, but it's gonna be probably smaller formats, smaller scale, very different. So if you have any doubt, this is the one where you should come, because I don't think you will ever see Knapp and Alexander Osterwalder and Yves Pigneur at the same place at the same time with these people. And yeah, that's the first event. I will call it post-COVID or hybrid, so it's going to be historical. So come.
Epic.
Epic, yeah. And I mean,
don't miss it.
Yeah, don't miss it. And if you can't come, well, too bad. We're gonna take some nice photos and screenshots, and that's it. And yeah, we're gonna have some aperos or meetups or things after that, of course. But that's really the one where you should come. Yeah.
Maybe we also repeat what we are doing right now just after it to recap.
Oh yeah.
But it won't be the same.
You mean what? To recap what?
No. I just, so if you miss the event, and also if the both of us, we will maybe the week after make a recap. This is not a substitute for coming to the event. That's what I wanted to express.
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah, and by the way, it's gonna be filmed and recorded and everything. But at this moment, we have no plans of making it available after. So we'll see. Maybe we're gonna change our mind. But right now, at least, clearly, it's it's gonna be at the event. I think that's it. Thank you so much, Sabrina. That was fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really fun. So thanks cool. for everything you are doing. So it's I know it's massive.
Me too.
That's also what we want to express. So give you a bit of a backstage impression. We just started also before that to talk about what kind of cameras we need, what kind of computers we need, what kind of tech, and how do we install ourselves, and how to best provide the service. And so it's just, let's say, massive organization.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, maybe one thing I can share with you just before we leave. Wait for it. This. Yeah, this is the map of the event. We were just showing that to us, to each other. So it's a massive congress center, right? In here, the Swiss Tech Convention Center, and yeah, I'm gonna make it big. And what's great, and I didn't mention them, but I think it's very relevant to mention them now, is that it's gonna be some stands, like in the real good conferences. So we're gonna have the EPFL University, they're gonna be here. Vaud Plus, it's Vaud Innovation, it's basically our state, the state of Vaud, who is a partner, they're gonna be here with the stand and some people. Knowledge Expert, amazing partner, they are specialized in Pega technologies, and they followed us since the beginning of itoday. They're gonna also sponsor the apéro, so food is on them, on the apéro. Aptitude, great guys too, an agency based on the campus of EPFL Innovation Park, so they're also sponsors. And my family, the winemakers, Cruchon winemakers, are going to be able to taste the good things. Sabrina, you're going to be around here. And yeah, it's going to be small tables. That was designed for February, around 60 places per workshop. We're gonna be probably a bit more at this point, but you can see that you're gonna be 4 per table with some space between the tables, so you won't catch COVID there. And yeah, it's gonna be really a good time.
And there's a cartoon base who
will
will install a wonderful live fresco.
Yes.
Just huge cartoon.
Yeah.
So I think
they're gonna make a fresco, and we're gonna be here with a nice surprise stand as well that you will discover later. Great, I think that's it. You saw it all. Thank you everyone who was watching live. That's great. Thank you, Sharon, for your mean questions, but we still love you. And if no, I'm kidding. And if you have other questions, of course, or you want to just reach out to us, you can write us on LinkedIn or info@itoday.ch. See you very soon at itoday. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.